What if life wasn't a race, but a campfire? Let's start with the simple number 4,000. That's the number of weeks the average person gets if they live to around 80 years old. It's not a lot when you look at it laid out like a calendar. And when you start subtracting the weeks that have already passed, it gets real really fast. I remember when I first saw that number, I felt like someone had held a mirror up to my time. And all I could think was, I don't want to keep squandering what's left. But here's the catch. Most of us respond to this realization the same way, by speeding up. We try to juggle more, squeeze the most out of every hour like we're squeezing lemon. And the result? We're not more fulfilled, we're just more drained. It's not that we don't have enough time, it's that we're looking at time the wrong way. For years, I chased the productivity dream, from office life to trying to find meaning, find passion, find what I want to do in life. If I just find the right planner, the habit, the activity, the perfect routine, then I'll feel caught up. But I never did. And then I came to a realization when I came across this concept of 4,000 weeks. And it really turned my thinking upside down. It didn't give me a better time blocking strategy. It gave me a new lens. And in this video, I'll share the most powerful mental shifts I got from this concept. And it really redefined how I work, how I live, and most importantly, how I experience time. Most of us constantly trying to control time. It's something that it can be tamed, but it can only be experienced, but you can't really control it. We can't treat time like it's a wild horse that we just need to break. If we find the right supplies, the right tools, then we can manage it and we can control the direction of it. That is not true. Time isn't a beast. It's the river that we're floating down in. You can't steer it. You can only decide how you want to travel. I used to feel guilty for wasting time even when I was resting. But taking a rest isn't wasted time. It's part of the rhythm. You don't need better paddles. You need to stop pretending you can control the current. Another important concept I learned was that the faster I go, the more the road stretches. So the more efficient I became, the more work landed on my lap. And if I reply to email faster, I get more emails to reply to. I create content faster, then people expect more of it. It's like trying to outrun a treadmill that speeds up every time you do. Bergman calls this the efficiency trap. The space you clear with efficiency, it doesn't become free time. It becomes more demands. It will just fill up with more tasks. So instead of trying to outrun the treadmill, step off of it. Give yourself more room to think, to breathe, to not be productive. And that's where the breakthrough happened for me. I learned that I'm not supposed to finish everything. And it's absolutely impossible to try to do everything in life and finish everything you ever want to do. That dream of having an empty to-do list, that's never gonna happen. It's just a trap. No matter how hard you work, there will always be more things that you need to do, and there will always be more things that you need to add to the list. And that realization used to make me feel defeated, but now it feels like a permission. So I changed the game. Instead of asking how I do more, I ask what's even worth doing at all. I keep a really short and concise list, just a few priorities each day. And if it's not on the list, it can wait or it will just eventually fall off the list and disappear, and it's something that I actually don't even need to do. You can either scatter your task and your energy like a confetti, or you can gather it like light through a magnifying glass. Only one of those will actually burn. Sometimes when you think of distractions, you feel like it's an accident. I accidentally got pulled into this notification or endless scrolling on my phone. But often it's not an accident. Or we drift off track because we are afraid of what's on that to-do list.
We are afraid of the next task. I noticed this when I sat down to work on something important, like planning a talk or writing something meaningful. And suddenly I get this urge to check my email or clean my desk or organize my clothes by color. Does this sound familiar to you? Because as it turns out that we avoid deep work not because we are lazy, but because it's vulnerable. What if I'm not good enough? And what if I fail? And what if the results turn out the way opposite of what I expected? And so because of that kind of mindset, we escape to the safety, busy work, where the stakes are lower. And the cure for this isn't willpower. It's actually bravery. Because most distractions are just shields we use to hide from the things that scare us the most. And we shouldn't be scared if we're bad at something or if that was our limit, because everyone has their limits. We shouldn't treat limits as shackles. We should treat them like they're gateways. We think of our limits as they're a problem to be solved, but what if they're the path? For so long, I said yes to everything, not out of generosity, but out of fear of missing, of disappointing people, of not doing enough. And now I say no more freely, not because I am selfish, but because I've learned this. Every yes is a no to something else, and that something else might be something that is more meaningful to you. And you only get so many bricks to build your life. So, what are you trying to build? With the limited amount of bricks that we get, for example, that 4,000 weeks, we can only build one or a couple meaningful things, but we can't build everything with the limited resource that we have. And we've been taught that freedom means keeping all doors open, but what real freedom is it comes from closing most of the doors and walking fully through just one. I used to keep my schedule flexible because I think it would make me more free, and it didn't. It just filled that empty space with things that didn't matter or come up in the fly, and it's not really meaningful or planned or going strategically to a bigger outcome. And now I do plan my day more. I block time for what I love, time for what's meaningful to me, such as going out for walks, learning something I love, or just taking a rest. All of these have a certain meaning to me. Life is not about living in the most efficient way, it's more about living to experience the feeling that you want to experience. If you want to rest more, just rest. You don't have to feel like you need to earn it. You just allow yourself to have it. And now I learn to do simple practices to spend my time well. And here are the 4 things I do regularly that have changed my life for the better. Number 1 is that I keep a short list, just 2 to 3 items each day that are absolutely most important that I need to do to move my life in the right direction, and sometimes expanded it a little bit more to include hobbies and something that I enjoy, but that's only after I finish that first 2 items. And if things outside of this category comes up, then I really want to ask myself and categorize it as, is this the most important thing to do today? And the second thing I learned is that I need to decide what I want to be bad at, because I can't be best at everything. Sometimes I don't reply to messages, maybe I be late doing laundry, because not everything is urgent, and that's okay. And rest is really important. I no longer see rest as something I have to earn. I see it as something that I just allow myself to do. Sometimes I journal, sometimes I read, or sometimes I just stare outside and enjoy the quietness. And lastly, give yourself the best part of your day. When I wake up, I always try to do something that is meaningful to me and impactful to me, because I want to use my energy well.